Hello, beautiful, wonderful people and artists of the world. My name is Ethan. I'm also known as the Young Dreamer. I am a producer of a comic book known as Strange Encounters as I document my progress and journey of developing and publishing a comic book, which is, of course, a brainchild of my own creation, a science fiction story 100 million light years in the making. How are y'all doing this fine and wonderful evening? You might be asking, why is the cooking video not out yet? We want to see a cooking video. Well, I say, what cooking video? Well, I don't know what you mean. I also know that it takes a lot of time for videos like that to be edited and shared, so maybe it will come out someday. Maybe. No, today will not be that day. That day will be a different one, and will come sometime in the near future. Today's video, on the other hand, will be talking about a new difficulty that I've encountered while writing my comic book, one that has essentially stopped me dead in my tracks at the moment. It's the problem that I'm now sharing with you because anyone that is developing something like this, anyone who has problems like the ones I share with you, now experience this obstacle, and it's my job to document it as to allow others to navigate through the problem. That way I can make it easier for you who are all pursuing their projects, comic books or not, whatever it is you're working on. So the problem I'm working on right now is, how do I make a villain scary or interesting or captivating? So without further ado, let's talk about the newest and greatest block in the roadway that we have come across, making a villain sound and act scary. Let's get into it. So, Summit View County is the home of many of strange and wacky creature, character, or person that is something to jump into right away and to understand. It's the setting of my story that takes place in a central point of the world wherein which all sorts of strange and unnatural events take place, whether it be aliens, big feet, Mothmen, or even more. Anything and everything can happen in Summit View County, making it a strange environment to begin with. The idea of a town that has already been invaded by aliens was the starting point of this comic book. It's essentially playing with the dichotomy of humans and aliens, or other creatures or monsters living together, and the tensions and problems that such an environment would provide. That being said, there's a certain tension among the humans that believe that their home is being intervened with and that their ways of life are being negatively impacted by these aliens or monsters. Enter Mayor Friendly. Now, Mayor Friendly is a character who hopes to bring the negative aspects of coexisting humans and aliens and change them into a different frame of mind, allowing the humans and the aliens and monsters to live together peacefully. That being said, not is all that it seems. The mayor has some alternative plans, sinister in nature, that he has begun to put into effect that will sort of see Summit View County put in a state of control under his regime. This town may never be the same again. Now, that was the initial plot of the first story of Strange Encounters, which will be a series, as we all know. It'll be a few books, and that's the story of the first plot, the first book. Now, that being said, the mayor, who outwardly wants to do good for his community, it's a strange community at that, he has a dark secret that may change the course of the town forever. And I think that's a good initial stage into this epic series that I'm writing. It's simple, it's understandable. The catch that I'm running into now is putting the mayor's situation into something cohesive and understandable, making him a villain with layers and giving him a dialogue to reflect that. I want to make him sound scary when he talks, but it's difficult because I also want to make him compelling when he talks, and I can't just have him be scary. I need him to be scary and compelling and interesting. Now, that's difficult. Making him a villain with layers and giving him dialogue like so is going to be something that's more difficult than I thought it would be in my own mind. And that being said, I'm certainly not giving up. No, nothing like that. That'll likely never happen. So as I did with Jesse, making him more interesting and developed as a character, I have begun to write up a new homework assignment for myself, for the mayor. I'm going to develop his character more fully and more in depth for the next 4 weeks. I'm giving myself 4 weeks to masterfully sort of develop the mayor's character. The goal of which being to finish the mayor's introduction with the story and finishing those pages within the comic book that he's introduced by the end of this 4-week span, which will be essentially where my plan will take place. So that's the next project that I'm going to be working on. You're going to be seeing a lot more concept arts when it comes to Mayor Friendly. You're going to be seeing a lot more dialogue written when it comes to Mayor Friendly talking. All that good sort of stuff is going to be coming very, 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 very soon. And so I hope you all look forward to that. That's going to be the next few videos, this next few weeks, and the next content that we're going to be focusing on is going to be on Mayor Friendly himself. So I have begun to develop some concepts for the mayor that make him more interesting and menacing of a character. What I like is the idea of beginning the story with the mayor as being this prolific figurehead of the community. He's a man who everyone trusts and everyone wants to see in office. And then something's going to happen that will make the mayor change his heart, something that will make him crave and desire the power, that being sort of a figure in control, he wants that for himself. And then the townspeople trust is lost, and the mayor becomes a hated villain who does his evil actions in order to bring himself more power and lower the power and authority of the humans who once lived peacefully in Summitview County. That's the plan right now. One thing I do need to avoid in doing so, however, will be making aliens the villain. That's one thing that I'm really trying to avoid in my comic book. I need to find a way to make it very clear that aliens and humans alike can be both good and bad. There's not a set rule that aliens are evil or that humans are good. Rather, there are good humans and evil humans, and there are good aliens and bad aliens, and the distinction has to be drawn that the mayor is one of the latter. So for the next few weeks, I will be developing the mayor's character and making him not only more interesting and menacing, but also making him more developed as a character himself as well. I've already begun working on some concept art for the mayor's design himself, not only his secret form, but also his basic human form as well. So we can see here in my sketchbook, I've been working on getting his main character model sort of figured out. I'm seeing, you can see, some of the notes that I've been making on the layout of his face, where his nose lines up with his eyes, the mouth being big, grin, that good stuff, his side profile here as well. So that's something that I'll be continuing working on. Hopefully I'll be getting another digitalized concept art out to you guys, posted on Instagram by Tuesday. That's what I'm sort of shooting for right now. And so, yeah, right now we're working on a character that's not only going to be a project that I get to work on for the next few weeks, but he's going to be a villain in our story that's going to be remembered and hopefully talked about for whoever it is that winds up reading my comic books. I want him to be one of those villains that everybody loves to hate. That's what we're going for here with Mayor Friendly. He's friendly, but not so friendly. By way of announcements, yes, I do realize that keeping up with the schedule that I have laid out has essentially not happened at all still. Do I have a reason for that? Not really, beyond being really busy. It's quite difficult to remain consistent and share content and art and blogs and videos, let alone share high quality content. And so for that reason, I'm going to start implementing a new philosophy when it comes to sharing content about my comic book. It's quite simple. And to be honest, it's a philosophy that I am sure many of you have heard before: quality over quantity. I want my content and my art and stories to be of a higher level of quality than I believe I have held myself to a standard of within the past few years. And so for that very reason, when I share something, I will have a select set of rules that I must abide by before I share said content. And that's going to follow the lines of quality over quantity. And theoretically, what this will do is not only make my content better, but it'll also allow me to share more with you, because it'll be more motivating for me to share good quality content versus for me to share kind of below par quality content with you guys. It's going to make me want to share more with you. It's a cycle of good, I assure you. And this cooking video that I promised you last week is still yet to come. It's coming. It is going to be a long video. And for that very reason, it has taken a long time to get uploaded, edited, and shared with you, beautiful people. So it's coming. It's just taking a little bit longer than we had anticipated it to do so. However, I rest assured you all, when it does come, it's going to be a fun few hours of me and Logan cooking and having a good time. So I hope you all take in as much enjoyment as we did when we had filmed that video. And that's essentially all we have by way of announcements. So I thank you all again so much for coming in with me and watching my videos, forevermore tuning in as we document our journey together of creating a comic book, one that will certainly go down as one of the strangest, most captivating and fun stories ever told. All I have to do is now share that with you and make a villain that makes more sense and more captivating and interesting to antagonize our protagonists. So until next we meet again, I thank you all so much for watching the videos and make it all worth doing so. I cannot wait until you read this story. It is going to be a fun one, I assure you. So before we go, a huge shout out to ScuffStation Gaming for partnering with me. They are a gaming and esports organization that makes all sorts of content, whether it be live streams, esports tournaments, and many more. So check them out. Their info and links are in the description, as well as are my own, with my social medias and website down below. So thank you all once again, beautiful people of the world. I wish you a great rest of your night, day, week, month, year, decade, century, life, and the like. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye now.